So you like anime, huh? Okay, cool, but there's something else that calls you. Blood, guts, screams, death, all the horrible things you could possibly imagine put on your screen for your eyes to devour. And you enjoy it? I know what you are. You're a sick, sick person. You're a horror fan. And it's okay, we are too. And if you aren't yet, you're probably going to become one after this video. What's up, anime weebs and manga readers? For as long as entertainment has existed, we humans have been drawn to the spine-chilling intensity of a good chase, a good thrill, a good kill. We are fascinated by the macabre and the grotesque. Our brains trick us into seeing shapes in the shadows and hearing footsteps behind us on a lonely road. And as terrifying as those things may be in the moment, we eventually go back to seek out the rush. That's why horror has thrived so much as a genre. As with every genre, it has thoroughly been explored through the mediums of manga and anime. Art and animation allows for the exploration of concepts that would be unachievable in live action, allowing storytellers to unlock primal fears we weren't even aware we had. This, of course, has been done to varying degrees of success, from the masterpieces by the king of Japanese body horror, Junji Ito, to the disastrous train wrecks alike. To get you going, we're going to recommend 5 of our favorite horror anime and manga, in no particular order, to scratch that animalistic urge inside you. Or, if you're new to horror, to help you test the waters. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First off on our list is the highly acclaimed cult hit, Serial Experience Lane. Remember those late 90s anime classics like Neon Genesis Evangelion and Cowboy Bebop? Serial Experiments Lane belongs right up there in that Hall of Fame, but it never quite gets that level of recognition among anime fans. Our protagonist, Lane Iwakura, is your typical middle schooler. She's introverted but friendly, with a fondness for hanging out in the wired, basically the internet of the future. But things take a sharp turn for the weird after a creepy email surfaces claiming a dead friend of hers still lives within the wired and has even found God there. Lane, ever the curious soul, dives headfirst into this cyberpunk mystery only to uncover a twisted conspiracy lurking within the network. As the suspense builds over 12 mind-bending episodes, the lines between reality and the wired start to blur. Serial Experiments Lane isn't afraid to ask the big questions. What's real, what's not, and how much does technology mess with our minds? Buckle up for a psychological horror trip that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Next up, we have Higurashi When They Cry. Don't be fooled by the cute girls and moe aesthetic. This anime is anything but sugar and spice. This series throws mystery, murder, and some seriously messed up visuals your way, all wrapped around the setting of a seemingly cursed town with a body count that keeps rising. One thing's for sure, whenever you think you figured everything out, you know you're probably wrong. The truth in When They Cry is way more twisted and way more satisfying than you could imagine. This anime masterfully weaves together seemingly random events, building suspense until a bigger, more terrifying picture emerges. It's the perfect watch if you're in for a wild ride filled with some psychological horror, shocking reveals, and a conclusion that will definitely leave you wanting more. Okay, so I'll admit the first 2 recommendations on this list were deep cuts. Let's say that you're new to horror anime and you're looking for a simple but scary anime that won't overwhelm you. Another is your perfect gateway to Japanese horror. This series feels more like a thriller than your typical monster of the week fare found in a lot of horror anime. We follow a group of students who, one by one, meet gruesome ends in a series of bizarre accidents. Enter our curious transfer student, determined to crack the code behind this deadly mystery. But there's one girl who seems to hold the key, a mysterious and reclusive classmate with an eye patch who can see the ghosts haunting the school. Another is a suspenseful ride filled with some genuine supernatural chills despite its simple premise, making it a fantastic pick for horror newbies who want to dip their toes into the dark side of anime. Continuing on with our list, we have one of my personal favorites, Boogie Bop Phantom. This isn't your typical horror anime. It's a mind-bending anthology series that throws you into a Japanese city plagued by mysterious ritualistic murders. The people of the city begin to whisper about Boogie Pop, an urban legend whispered to be the embodiment of death itself. But is Boogie Pop even real, or just a spooky bedtime story that got out of control and became something more sinister? Boogie Pop Phantom plays with reality, blurring the lines between truth and fiction to keep you guessing until the very end. This psychological horror will have you piecing together clues alongside the characters, all while questioning everything you think you know. This one is sure to leave you pondering long after the credits roll. We're going to wrap this list up with a series which is considered a classic in many circles and served as a gateway into horror for a lot of anime fans back in the day: Elfen Lied. Like most of the shows on our list, Elfen Lied isn't going to be your cup of tea if you're squeamish. This anime is a brutal exploration of what happens when science goes mad. Its story centers around Diclonius, mutated humans with telekinetic powers and a distinct pair of horns. Our lead character, Lucy, is a walking paradox. One minute, she's a sweet, innocent girl named New. The next, she's unleashing bloody mayhem with her invisible hands. Elfen Lied is a roller coaster ride of emotions, equal parts heartbreaking and terrifying. But hey, at the same time, few things are more satisfying than watching her rip people in half. And with that, we'll wrap up our list. Remember, these picks do not necessarily represent the best of horror anime, but they're enough to get anyone started on their horror journey, or just to scratch that gory itch for fans of the genre. Horror is broad and vast, often fused with other genres, and there's a lot more out there for you to explore. From the comedy-infused shows like Ghost Stories,
Drop the Krispy Kreme Serpico, we need your help
Did my
here!
house look like my father and my brother after 9 months or
Yeah,
to the fantasy epics like Berserk, to the typical shonen-inspired stuff like Dead Man's Wonderland. It's all out there for you to find, or who knows, maybe it'll find you first. Anyway, that's all we have for today, folks. Do you agree with our pick? Maybe there are some other cool horror shows you think we should check out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.